Living inside China's Tiangong space station looks calm, clean, and futuristic, but the reality is far more intense. From sleeping strapped to walls to working nonstop in zero gravity, life aboard this heavenly palace reveals a side of space living most people never imagine. 1. A home racing around Earth at 28,000 km/h. Tiangong is not floating peacefully, it is hurtling around Earth at nearly 28,000 kilometers per hour, completing one full orbit every 90 minutes. Taikonauts witness 16 sunrises and sunsets every single day, which completely destroys any natural sense of time. There is no morning light or night darkness to rely on. Every task is planned to the minute by Beijing Mission Control. Even small mistakes can cascade into serious risks because there is no pause button in orbit. While it looks spacious on camera, mentally adjusting to constant motion, constant noise, and constant scheduling is one of the hardest parts of life on board. Seeing the station move against Earth's surface makes the speed feel real. From orbit, continents slide past in minutes, not hours. This constant motion reminds the crew that Tiangong is never resting, and neither are they. Life here is defined by momentum, precision, and zero room for delay. 2. Built in just 18 months, faster than anyone expected. Most people don't realize how fast Tiangong was built. From the launch of the Tianhe core module in April 2021 to full operation by December 2022, China assembled an entire space station in just 18 months. That speed shocked global space agencies. Cargo ships, crewed missions, and lab modules were launched with metronomic precision. There were no visible delays, no public failures, and no redesigns midway. This wasn't luck, it was strict engineering discipline. Every launch was planned years in advance, leaving no room for improvisation once construction began. The rapid assembly wasn't just impressive, it was intentional. China treated Tiangong like a synchronized machine, not a political project. Every launch window, docking sequence, and system activation followed a script refined years earlier, proving that speed in space comes from preparation, not risk-taking. 3. Inside Tiangong, why it looks cleaner than the IS. The first thing everyone notices is how clean and modern Tiangong looks. Unlike the IS, which is covered in cables and exposed equipment, Tiangong hides most of its systems behind smooth white panels. This isn't just aesthetic, it reduces dust, prevents accidental damage, and makes repairs easier. Another major difference is wireless connectivity. Many systems communicate without miles of wiring, freeing up internal space. The module diameter is the same as the IS, about 4.2 meters, but the usable volume feels larger because there are fewer bottlenecks and connection nodes. That clean interior isn't just about comfort. In microgravity, loose cables and exposed components become hazards. Tiangong's design reduces snag points, floating debris, and maintenance errors. The result is a station that feels less like a workshop and more like a controlled long-term living environment. 4. Sleeping upright like a human battery. Sleeping in space isn't floating freely like movies show. On Tiangong, taikonauts sleep upright inside narrow bunks, strapped into sleeping bags so they don't drift. Each bunk is about the size of a closet, with sound insulation, a tablet, personal photos, and sometimes a small window. There are 6 bunks total, allowing overlap during crew handovers. There's no bedtime silence, machines hum constantly. The brain never fully relaxes, and astronauts say sleep discipline is critical for staying mentally stable during long missions. These sleeping pods may look simple, but they're psychological lifelines. Personal photos, quiet isolation, and routine help anchor the mind. In an environment where up and down don't exist, structured rest becomes as important as oxygen for keeping astronauts focused and emotionally balanced. 5. Eating in space, the microwave that changed everything. Tiangong has something the IS never had, a real microwave. Developed over 10 years by Galans Aerospace, this low-power microwave can heat meals for 3 crew members in just 7 minutes. On the IS, reheating food can take up to 30 minutes. Meals are pre-sealed, nutritionally calculated, and individually labeled. Fresh fruit like apples and cherry tomatoes arrive via Tianzhou cargo ships. Eating together is one of the few moments where life feels normal, and psychologically, it matters more than people think. Food in space isn't about taste alone, it's about morale. Warm meals trigger familiarity, routine, and comfort. That microwave quietly solves a mental health problem astronauts rarely talk about. When everything feels artificial, Something as basic as hot food helps preserve a sense of humanity. 6. Exercise or your body breaks down. In zero gravity, muscles and bones weaken fast. That's why taikonauts must exercise at least 2 hours every day. Tiangong's equipment is more compact than the IS, but equally powerful. The station includes a treadmill, cycling system, and a rowing-style resistance machine. The resistance system can simulate up to 600 pounds of force, helping maintain bone density. Astronauts are strapped down using foot restraints and wall anchors. Skipping workouts isn't optional, it's a medical risk. Exercise on Tiangong isn't fitness, it's survival. Without resistance, bones weaken and muscles forget their purpose. Every workout is logged, monitored, and medically reviewed. In space, skipping exercise isn't laziness. It's a direct threat to whether your body can still function on Earth. 7. Working non-stop. Why this station is a science factory. Tiangong is not a sightseeing platform. It's a science powerhouse. With 23 internal experiment racks and 50 external platforms, research runs almost constantly. Experiments include fluid physics, combustion science, materials research, biology, and space agriculture. One standout feature is the Mengshan experiment airlock, allowing experiments to be deployed outside without a spacewalk. Robotic arms handle installation, saving time and reducing risk. For taikonauts, this means long workdays with little margin for error. Watching these experiments run non-stop reveals Tiangong's real mission. This station isn't built for views or headlines, it's built for output. Data flows constantly, experiments rarely pause, and every hour in orbit is treated as a resource too expensive to waste. 8. Living experiments in orbit, fish, mice, and plants in zero gravity. One of Tiangong's most overlooked strengths is its life science research program. Inside the station, scientists are not just running simulations, they are studying living organisms in real space conditions. Experiments include zebrafish, rice plants, and laboratory mice, all monitored continuously in microgravity. For the first time in 2025, mammals were successfully used as experimental subjects aboard the Chinese space station. These studies help researchers understand how bones, muscles, organs, and even genetics respond to long-term space exposure. Payload specialists can now bring their own research projects to orbit, turning Tiangong into a true laboratory, not just a habitat. The goal is clear: generate breakthroughs that cannot be achieved on Earth. Seeing living creatures adapt to microgravity changes how space stations are viewed. Tiangong isn't only about human survival, it's about understanding life itself. These experiments quietly shape future missions, from long-duration moon stays to eventual Mars travel, where biology will decide success or failure. 9 spacewalks, 6 hours outside, 1 mistake from disaster. When a spacewalk becomes unavoidable, Tiangong's Wentian module functions as the airlock. Each EVA typically lasts 6 to 8 hours, and every single second is carefully planned. Astronauts must continuously monitor oxygen levels, manually adjust suit pressure, remain secured with tether lines. One drop tool or one miscalculated movement can result in being permanently lost in orbit. This isn't an exaggeration, it's basic physics. A defining feature of Chinese EVAs is absolute silence, no dramatic chatter, only essential mission commands. The silence during Chinese spacewalks is intentional. Fewer words mean fewer distractions. Every motion is rehearsed countless times on Earth because once outside, improvisation doesn't exist. Space doesn't forgive mistakes, and Tiangong's EVA philosophy reflects that harsh reality with disciplined calm. 10. A telescope in space, expanding Tiangong's eyes on the universe. Tiangong's next major addition is the Shuchan robotic telescope, designed to operate docked to the station or independently in orbit. It features a 2-meter diameter primary mirror, offering a field of view 300 times wider than Hubble. The 2.5 gigapixel camera allows imaging 40% of visible space over 10 years, making Tiangong not just a lab, but a serious observatory. Beyond this, China plans further expansion modules, including new docking hubs and extensions that could transform the station into a cross-shaped structure. These additions would enable more international collaborations, with 9 research projects already planned in coordination with UNUSA and ESA. The telescope and new modules show that Tiangong is not just about survival, it's about advancing science, space observation, and global cooperation, all while keeping the station fully operational and future-proof. Watching the telescope's integration and plans for expansion reveals how Tiangong is evolving from a research platform to a multi-purpose orbital hub. From studying distant galaxies to hosting international experiments, every module and instrument enhances humanity's reach into space, making this station a cornerstone for China's long-term space ambitions. 11. Fire in space. The one thing everyone fears. Fire in space means instant catastrophe. That's why Tiangong is equipped with multiple fire suppression zones, automatic sensors, and oxygen isolation systems. Astronauts repeatedly train for fire emergencies. They practice, sealing masks in under 10 seconds, isolating affected modules, emergency evacuation to the Shenzhou capsule. From past IS fire incidents, China learned one critical lesson. Reaction time matters more than equipment. 12. A station built to last 15+ years. Tiangong was designed for a minimum lifespan of 10 years, but engineers openly state it could operate for 15 years or longer. Its modules are replaceable, and its systems are fully upgradable. Unlike the IS, aging cables and patched hardware are not major concerns, because Tiangong was built after learning from decades of IS experience. In the future, China can add new experiment modules, larger solar arrays, even attached space telescopes, all without retiring the station. Designing for longevity changes everything. Replaceable modules mean Tiangong can evolve instead of aging. This turns the station into infrastructure, not a temporary project. Instead of planning retirement, engineers plan upgrades, a mindset that keeps the station relevant long after others are decommissioned. 13. International astronauts. Who gets access, who doesn't? The IS was an international project. Tiangong is not. But that doesn't mean it's completely closed. Through UNUSA, China has allowed experiments from multiple countries, including developing nations. Future plans also include foreign astronauts, but strictly on China's terms. Politics doesn't stop at Earth's atmosphere, and Tiangong is one of the clearest examples of that reality. Access to space has always reflected power on Earth. Tiangong's controlled openness shows how cooperation now comes with conditions. Experiments may be shared, but authority is centralized. This model reshapes who gets orbital access and who must negotiate for it. 14. Why Tiangong changes the future of space power. Tiangong isn't just a space station, it's a statement. A message that China is independent, technologically mature, serious about long-term human presence in space. When the IS retires, Tiangong could become the only permanent human outpost in low Earth orbit. And whoever controls orbit controls the future. This isn't just science, this is geopolitics. 400 kilometers above Earth, low Earth orbit is becoming strategic territory. With fewer stations and rising competition, permanence matters. Tiangong positions China not just as a participant, but as a gatekeeper of orbital activity. The station's presence quietly alters balance, not through force, but through continuity. Tiangong is not just another space station floating above Earth. It represents a strategic shift in how power, technology, and long-term planning come together in space. Built faster than the IS, designed with modern systems, and operated without external dependence, it shows how much China has learned by watching others succeed and fail. From robotic arms that reduce risk to life support systems that waste almost nothing, Tiangong proves that space is no longer experimental, it's operational. As older stations approach retirement, Tiangong may soon stand alone as the only permanent human outpost in low Earth orbit. That reality will shape scientific access, international partnerships, and future missions beyond Earth. If you want more deep, real, and carefully researched stories like this, not surface-level content, subscribe to the channel and stay connected. The space race isn't slowing down, and the most important chapters are still ahead.